Hey guys, it's me, Icarus. Illness is not gonna keep me down. Um, I've basically been sick this whole winter so far. Ugh, but I'm recording another vlog for you guys. Just to talk a little bit. I know it wasn't long, it was only like a day or two since the last one I recorded, and not much has developed since then. I'm waiting. As far as that Nintendo Creators Club thing, all two of you maybe are waiting for me to continue Super Metroid. I'm waiting on PayPal or my bank. I'm not sure which, because it turns out to join the Nintendo's Creators Club, and I saw this first day that I was trying to join the Nintendo Creators Club. You have to have a PayPal account, and yeah, I didn't have one, so that day I filled out the form online, try linking it to my bank, but how PayPal verifies that you own the account you're linking to is that they'll make two small deposits, both under $1, and then withdraw the total amount of those two deposits right back out, so they're not just giving you money for applying, of course. And that is to see for sure whether they have access to deposit and withdraw from your account. I have not seen the deposits yet. To complete my authentication for my PayPal account, and I need to report back to them what the values of those two small deposits. But until I see them, I can't do that. Again, I don't know whether PayPal's lagging on that or my bank is, but either way, it's probably my fault for doing that around New Year's time. Because so many businesses, they just close down for a 4-day weekend on New Year's. And I think my bank's one of them. I might actually see the deposit today, be able to finalize my PayPal account, then after that do the necessary forms to join the Nintendo Creators Program. So hopefully by the end of this week we'll be seeing more Super Metroid, maybe some Mario, maybe some Legend of Zelda, all of that fun stuff. But there's a larger topic at hand that I kind of want to discuss that doesn't require as much screen time because there's less really to say about it. And that is software piracy. For those currently 0 of you that watched my Stronghold Crusader Let's Play, yes, I realize it's an hour long, but that's what the little acronym at the front for. It was warning you with the L in there that it's a long play. That's going to be between an hour and 2 hours. Now, for those none of you that watched that so far, and however many will have watched that by the time I post this, or by the time in the future that I become culturally irrelevant, I don't know. I admitted that at one point in time I had downloaded or accepted from friends games that were illegally downloaded, and I've been working on cleanup detail for like the past year or two. I've been working on cleanup detail. I've actually gotten a bit more serious about that cleanup detail since I started the YouTube channel here. I think there's all of one game I still own that I don't legally own. And I'll be fixing that not this week, not next week, but 2 weeks from now, because this week's paycheck has to go to car insurance. Next week's paycheck is going to be small because this week I've got all of 15 hours at work. Some of you might be wondering why I'm confessing to this, specifically publicly confessing to this, when I've lucked out so far. I haven't gotten any lawsuits filed against me. I have gotten one warning for my pirating behavior, and that's actually what stopped me from doing any further of it. Like 2-3 years ago, I had downloaded a copy of Final Fantasy VIII, and Squaresoft was on me almost immediately. Now, for those who don't know me personally, and are watching this, I had legally purchased 2 copies of the game for the PS1, and received 1 copy of the game for the PS1 again from a friend as a gift, because the discs just kept wearing out because I loved the game so much. I kept replaying it over and over and over, and I wanted a permanent copy, a copy that would live forever. So I aimed for trying to get a digital copy. Squaresoft was not selling digital copies at the time. I think they are now, but specifically on the PSN network for if you own a PS3 or higher console, or the Vita or better handheld. But yeah, at the time they weren't offering a digital copy, and I didn't want to waste money buying more discs because it just seems unfair. Personally, I believe if you buy a game once, you are buying the right to play that game indefinitely, as long as you don't sell your copy of the game to someone else or give it away to someone else. Another reason why I'm confessing to the piracy thing is just honesty. Honesty, well, I think that's the only reason why I'm confessing. I want to be honest with you guys. I'm gonna legally purchase any games that I play for you and I say that because of the fact that that Spelunky copy that I was playing illegally, I do have 2 videos up of that, and I only discovered that I was still playing that illegally. I've forgotten completely that I didn't own it. I only discovered that I wasn't playing that legally because on the menu I was missing the daily challenge option. That's not something I'm even interested in, really, but because the developer Mossmouth made a quality game that is worth playing and worth replaying almost endlessly, they deserve to be paid for their product. And it's all fairness, all honesty. That's just all that there is to it. I hope that nobody comes after me for the games that I have admitted to having downloaded. I mean, at this point, even with my confession, there's no way for them to prove that I illegally downloaded them because of the fact that I have now legally purchased every single one of them that I had downloaded. Except for one. I'm not going to name that one. Well, actually, I probably should name that one because it's an awesome game. If you guys want to beat me to the punch, I'm going to legally own... I've already deleted it, and I'm going to legally own it in 2 weeks' time. And probably play it for you guys on the channel once I do. But if some of you guys want to beat me to it, buy it and try it before you see me play it. It's called Axiom Verge, and it's a fantastic Metroidvania game that I wish I could show you gameplay of it right now, just to show you what I'm talking about. It's just the core mechanics of it are so unique. Because it's not just a platformer where you're exploring this place and gathering items to increase your ability to explore this place and to eventually face off against a super boss at the end. In fact, the boss at the end isn't even the most interesting part. Well, it's kind of interesting, but no spoilers, not yet anyways. The boss the key thing that's different about Axiom Verge is hacking. And I don't mean like you are hacking the game as a player to be able to play it properly. I mean, in-game, you are given a weapon, or I suppose I should call it a tool, because it doesn't do any damage to enemies. Not directly, anyways. That can hack the enemies and the environment around you as if they were computer data. And that is just utterly fantastic, because it changes enemy behavior, it opens up walls. Some enemies actually become beneficial to you once they're hacked. Anyways, I got off topic there. I was talking about piracy. It is wrong. My excuse for doing it is no excuse. I mean, if you don't have the money to play a game, don't play the game. It's Not something I should have done. It's not something anyone should do. Also, I might argue that my excuse with Final Fantasy VIII was a valid excuse, and that's the reason why after I politely explained myself to Squaresoft, they didn't pursue it any further. They did warn me that I could suffer up to $500,000 in fines, which is probably more money than I'll make in my lifetime, considering that I'm making about 13 grand a year, and I highly doubt I'm going to live to long enough I don't think I'm going to be living and working for 50 more years to be able to, ramp that up to 500,000. Another topic I would like to talk to you about, in the same vein as software piracy, is emulation. I don't know if there were any clear signs that I was playing when I was playing Super Metroid that I was playing it on an emulator, but emulation is a serious gray area in legality. Technically, in some places, it's completely illegal to even own an emulator program. In some places, they don't respect international copyright laws enough, so you can own them, play them however you want, and your own government will deny the company the ability to come after you for it. But where I live, the status quo is that it's legal as long as you owned the game that you are emulating. I don't know if that's own or owned, but every game I play on an emulator I legally owned at one point. And the only reason why some of them are not still currently in my possession is because the systems they were for are bricks now. They stopped functioning, and people have told me at shops where I've taken them to be repaired that it would cost more to repair them than it would be to buy a new one. But you simply cannot buy a new one because of the fact that they are no longer in production. I'm talking about the SNES and the NES. There is a system called the Retron, I believe it is, that lets you play old NES and SNES cartridges, but this boils down to more the morality of the industry than the morality of the people and the customer level of the industry. How many game systems, how many copies of a game are you expected to buy to be able to play a game that you loved indefinitely? Personally, I think you should only have to buy the game and a console that can play it once, and you should have the right to play that game till the end of time. But game developers re-releasing games for newer consoles seem to think differently, and let me know in the comment section below how you weigh in on this. If you do think that I should have to rebuy every game, then sure, I will find and save the money to rebuy each game that I'm going to play on an emulator before I continue with footage, before I do footage of any of them or continue with footage on any of them, because I don't want to do anything that it would be a dishonest practice, but at the same time, I do enjoy my games. I did not sell them off to other people because, well, the only reason why I got rid of them was because they take up so much space when you have a wide collection, and some of them just don't work anymore. So this has been a longer vlog. I'm probably going to record some Spelunky for you guys later today, or maybe early tomorrow, I don't know, because I finally own it legally, but there was a price to be paid, and not just the price of actually buying the game. My save data is gone. None of the things I unlocked from all the time playing Spelunky, granted, I was not playing it on a legal copy, so I kind of deserve to have all my save data gone. But that means Kisa's Eskimo is gone, my Robot that I like playing so much is gone. All of it. Poof. I'm actually a little sad because some of that required a great deal of effort and a level of skill that I don't think I actually possess. I think I actually just got lucky on the occasions when I unlocked a few of the things, like Yang and the Golden Man. I've only seen the City of Gold in that game once, and that's when I got the Golden Man. And Yang, because you have to go through the City of Gold to get the Book of the Dead, and you have to have the Book of the Dead to go through Hell, and you only unlock Yang by beating King Yama at the end of Hell, which I've seen people who are good enough at Spelunky that they can reliably and steadily do Hell runs constantly. I've only been there once. So, I might record a mass of Spelunky videos of me just trying to re-earn everything, or I might see if there's someone out there with a 100% completion file like I was one step away from having, who's willing to share. And the one step I was away from having the 100% completion was actually RNGesus just hating me because it was one of the random spelunkers I didn't have unlocked, not one of the ones that requires skill to acquire. There are only 7, by the way, for those of you who don't know the game so much, that require skill to unlock, and the rest are all encountered at random. I mean, there's the Eskimo, no. Cut the Eskimo, that's one of the random ones. There is Meat Boy, Van Helsing, the Robot, the Gold Man, the Ninja, Yang, and I thought there was another one. I think there's another one that I forgot. But yeah, there are like 20 plus spelunkers, and of them, only those few require skill. I had all of them, all the ones that required skill, and I think the one I was missing was the chubby boy that randomly spawns in levels that, again, randomly show up. He only shows up. I forget whether he's the one in the spider dens or the tribal villages, but the chubby boy and chubby girl, one of them is only encountered in huts in the tribal villages in the jungle levels, which, again, random chance whether those actually show up or not. And the other one is randomly encountered in spider nests, which are randomly generated in the cave area. I think I was missing one of those 2 characters, but I can no longer load up that copy of Spelunky that I had because I got rid of it in favor of owning it legitly, so I can stay honest for you. With that all being said, this is it for this video. Icarus is out. Hope to see you in the future. Bye.